Hey 49ers fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Chat Sports, and today it's the final 7-round mock draft for our 49ers based off the draft simulator, meaning I'm going to go through a mock draft and show you guys what the 49ers will do if they stay with their current picks. It's going to be great, and honestly, I looked at this mock draft. It's my favorite 49ers mock draft ever. If we were to get these players, it would be the best draft of any team in history. Yes, believe it. Let's go ahead and show you guys, of course, the 49er draft picks as you see on your screen right now. 2 first-round draft picks, 13 and 31. Will they keep both? Will they trade both? I think they're going to trade one of them, but obviously we'll wait and see what happens on Thursday night. No second-round draft picks, no third-round draft picks. You guessed it, no fourth-round draft picks as well. And then, of course, the later round, day 3, is the day to really turn on your TV because the Niners have 2 fifths, 1 sixth, and 2 sevenths. And of course, the question everyone is asking, should we trade back? Could we trade up? I think trading back is a lot more of a possibility for our 49ers than trading up, but of course, I digress. The team needs are as follow as we know. Wide receiver, defensive tackle, cornerback, offensive tackle, and safety, to me, really, in that order, make a lot of sense for the San Francisco 49ers, and so obviously you'll have to wait and see if they go wide receiver at 13, maybe they go D-tackle at 13, or where they could go in 31, and then from so on and so forth. So, before we start, I want you guys to know, this is via the draftnetwork.com is what I'm using for this mock draft simulator. I use their predictive big board, which means they will predict who they think is going to go, and then I picked the best player that I thought was available at 13, at 31, and so on and so forth. Now, before we get going, should we go D-tackle or wide receiver in the first round? You're going to see what I did here in a second. Quick ad break here on YouTube, but I want you guys to predict where I went. We go D-tackle or wide receiver. Type DT down below or WR to get your picks in right now. All right, moving on. Here we go. With the first pick for the 49ers in the 13th overall pick for the 49ers in the first round, we take, big shocker here, not really, CeeDee Lamb, the wide receiver who I say is the best wide receiver in the NFL draft. He is, of course, the player I think that the 49ers should go ahead and grab at number 13 overall. And guess what? He was available at number 13 because the Jets in my mock draft took Henry Ruggs. No, sorry, the Raiders took Henry Ruggs at number 12, which might sound a little bit crazy, but the Raiders love their speed. Maybe they wanted to get the deep threat of Henry Ruggs over CeeDee Lamb. I digress. Lamb was there. I took him. This is a surefire pick. He will turn out most likely to be the best receiver in this draft. He has the height. He has the speed. He has the playmaking ability. He had 21 point something yards per catch this past season. He had multiple, he was just unreal, not just this year at Oklahoma, but last year at Oklahoma as well. He instantly comes into San Francisco and will be the best wide receiver on this team. He'll be better than Deebo Samuel. He'll be better than Jalen Hurd, but they'll all mix in very well together, and you add in Kittle, you add in the running game, and the Niner offense went from being already elite but a lot more elite in the passing game. CeeDee Lamb, the pick at 13, makes a ton of sense. Now, other players who were available at 13, just so you can see what I decided to not go with. Jedrick Wills, the offensive tackle, was there. Judy was still there as well. Judy fell in this mock draft, which some people are predicting will actually happen in the real draft. Kenneth Murray was still there. Caleb Chasen was still there. And Xavier McKinney was there as well. No Javon Kinlaw at number 13 for the 49ers in this mock draft. And obviously, we go CeeDee Lamb. To me, this was, again, as automatic of a pick. If Lamb's there at 13, the Niners just bet all your money on them taking CeeDee Lamb because the report is Kyle Shanahan loves him. I love him. That's a perfect combination. They've got to go ahead and get CeeDee Lamb in this draft. Now, if you don't like CeeDee Lamb, maybe you like Jerry Jeudy, so pick one. Who do you want in round 1? L for Lamb, J for Jeudy in the comment section down below. I think you should be putting in the L button right now, but maybe you like Alabama, maybe you like Jerry Jeudy. That's fine. Go ahead. You can pick them if you want to type in J for Jerry Jeudy as well. Now, if Lamb is the pick at 13, he will be shipped a 49er draft hat because, again, you can't necessarily walk across the stage right now because there is no live draft in terms of people actually being together. It will be, done online. And, of course, you can watch it here at Chat Sports, but I digress. 49er draft hats are still available. The 2020 draft hats, they're going quick, though, and they might all be gone by the weekend because everyone else wants to get a 49er draft hat. So, chatsports.com/49draft. We have the hookup for you guys right now. Link is in the description box, and look at them. They're sweet. I keep saying this. It is the best 49er draft hat we've seen in a very, very long time, so pick it up right now. Again, chatsports.com/49draft. All right, second pick in the first round, number 31 overall. If we don't trade it, I think they're going to go with a cornerback. How about A.J. Terrell out of Clemson, who, again, is probably the better of the later first-round cornerbacks. Does that make sense? Okudah was gone, obviously, and C.J. Henderson was gone as well. That's 1 and 2. There's a lot of conversation about who's the third best cornerback in this draft. I would make an argument it's A.J. Terrell. Again, he was there. This makes a lot of sense for our 49ers. He's the best cornerback that was left on the board. You see some of the other guys that were considered here. Delpit was still there. Epinesa was there, obviously, the defensive end out of Iowa. Swift was there as well. You could have gone with Trayvon Diggs or Damon Arnett, but I just think that A.J. Terrell is a little bit better of a cornerback overall. I will say this, though. If they do go for a corner at 31, it is still kind of a crapshoot in terms of which one do you want. I think Terrell's the third best one, but there are a lot of other mock drafts that say, no, it's this guy, no, it's that guy, oh, no, it's that guy going to fall in the second round. It's very, very interesting in terms of cornerbacks after Henderson and Okudah. I think it's Terrell, and that is where I went with this draft pick. Now, if I was in the 49ers shoes, I would try to trade back a little bit from 31, but obviously we did not do that here on this mock draft. Would you guys stay or trade at 31 right now? Especially if you see what I got with A.J. Terrell. Type S for stay, type T for trade as well, the way you go ahead and pick up either one of them. And I'll just say this. I thought a lot about another wide receiver maybe at 31, maybe a linebacker at number 31 if you really wanted to do it, because apparently Quan Alexander might be on the trade block. Rager, Mims, Fulton, Jalen Johnson, and Xavier McKinney were all gone at 31 as well in this mock draft. So just to clarify what had happened for me to go ahead and take A.J. Terrell. Now, you guys are thinking, Thomas, the draft is a couple of days away. Are you going to be covering it? Like, does Chat Sports have a live draft show? The answer is yes. You see on your screen right now. We do all 7 rounds live here on Chat Sports. Now, it's over on our main channel, not here on the 49er channel. So if you've never been to youtube.com/chatsportstv, that's the place to go, or just go to the little search bar and search Chat Sports. That's easy too. Subscribe there. That way you're notified whenever we go live for all 7 rounds. So Thursday night, night 1. Round by round. I mean, it's the best online draft to watch in the entire country. I encourage you guys to go there, chatsports.com, youtube.com/chatsportstv, all 7 rounds, full analysis, everything. Pick one all the way to pick 256. That is the place to be. All right, so we then ignore day 2 because nothing happens in day 2 for our 49ers, and we go straight to day 3 with their first pick in the 5th round, 156 overall, and I'm telling you, if James Lynch from Baylor, who was the pick, is there, and the 49ers get him, oh my goodness, do the Niners get a steal in the 5th round. The reason I love this mock draft, and you'll see when I'm finished, the later round picks are fire. Like, they are absolutely perfect for our 49ers in every single way. Like, I'm almost more excited about the later round guys than I am the earlier round guys. But anyway, James Lynch obviously comes out of Baylor. It says that he's an interior defensive lineman. I, of course, have covered him for many, many years. You guys know, Baylor alum. I'm a little bit biased, but still, this guy is very, very good. The most quarterback pressures out of any defensive lineman in college football last year. Yes, that's a 5th rounder right here, and that's where he's projected to go. 4th, 5th round. It's a guy who can play it inside, he can play outside, and alongside the elite pass rushers the 49ers already have, James Lynch will be a game record. This is not a 5th round pick that plays like 3 snaps a game and never really does anything. This is a 5th round pick who comes in and is immediately impacting the game snap after snap after snap. Ask Matt Rule, who was the former Baylor coach, who was the current Carolina Panthers head coach. This is his favorite guy. Out of all the Bears that he coached last year, this is the guy. I'm telling you, James Lynch, will he actually be there in the 5th round? Maybe. If he is, Niners have him on the board at 156. Get him, please. He's the steal of the 5th round. Other guys that were considered, you know the drill. Devin Duvernay, the wide receiver, was there. Tyler Johnson was there. Lamar Jackson, the cornerback that I love, was there as well. Antonio Gandy-Golden, who I think will go a little bit earlier than the 5th round. He was there out of Liberty. And Terrence Steele as well. James Lynch, though, 156. Whew, that'd be a steal. Now, you don't go away from the TV because just a couple of picks later at 176, we have our second 5th round draft pick. And guess what? It's my favorite late round player. It's my favorite late round player in the draft, and it's the cornerback Lamar Jackson out of Nebraska. Again, a guy who will probably go in the 4th round, but he can slip to the 5th round. This is your prototypical big cornerback who can come in, be on backup cornerback for a year, maybe 2 years, learn under Richard Sherman, and to me, develop elite cover corner skills in the National Football League. He's built a little bit bigger, think about this, than Jalen Ramsey, who's one of the bigger, more physical cornerbacks in the entire National Football League. Obviously, you got Sherman and Mosley will probably be your starters, but then Witherspoon, I mean, could Lamar Jackson take Ahkello Witherspoon's 3rd cornerback slot? Maybe. I'm telling you, the size, the strength, the press man coverage abilities, and also he has pretty good speed for the size that he has right now. That's why I think he's going to just kind of leap up draft boards. But if he's there at 176 overall, Lamar Jackson, the cornerback out of Nebraska, makes sense. A physical freak, probably the biggest and most physical cornerback in the entire NFL draft. The Niners get him there in the 5th round. Other guys that were there, Isaiah Hodgins was there, Quintez Cephas, the the wide receiver was there. Bravion Roy, the big D tackle out of Baylor, was there. And obviously Gandy-Golden was still there as well. Who do you guys think will start at cornerback opposite of Richard Sherman this year? Type E-Man for Emmanuel Sanders, Emmanuel Mosley, or type other for other, and maybe that other is Lamar Jackson. Again, if you guys are thinking Lamar Jackson, this is not the quarterback out of the Ravens. It's the cornerback, who I think is going to have a very good NFL career, and I'm pumped to get him in a 49er uniform in this mock draft. All right, 6th round, our only 6th rounder. Another great pick. I'm telling you, I'm killing these later round picks. 210 overall. It's Antonio Gandy-Golden, the wide receiver out of Liberty, a guy I have personally seen up close in person, absolutely torch the Baylor Bears. And you're probably thinking, Thomas, you just drafting guys that you've seen in person? No, but I'm also able to vouch for them in their big play ability. I consider myself a very good NFL draft prospect, and I'm telling you, Antonio Gandy-Golden would be a very good fit for our 49ers, who already got a wide receiver earlier on in the NFL draft, but now get a wide receiver with elite jump ball ability. This guy is massive. This guy, think, a guy out of SMU who was drafted by the Denver Broncos just a couple of years ago. I'm blanking on his name right now, but he was massive. 6'4", 6'5", a big jump ball receiver, but can still be an over-the-top deep threat as well. Gandy-Golden, again, plays wide receiver at Liberty. That's why he's going to fall in the draft a little bit, because most of us haven't seen Liberty play right now. They're the Liberty Flames, by the way. That's their, mascot logo. Looks like a flame. It's kind of weird, but that's why a lot of people are going to have Antonio Gandy-Golden falling a little bit. He's going to be there in the 5th or 6th round, in my opinion, because there are so many other great wide receivers in this draft, but the Niners could pull him out of their hat in the 6th round. This is a guy who will make the team, and honestly, with Dante Pettis and Marquise Goodwin still in the squad, I think Gandy-Golden can be better than both of them, and probably be a wide receiver 4 on this team, behind CeeDee Lamb, behind Jalen Hurd, behind Deebo Samuel, and probably right there competing for Kendrick Bourne's spot. He's that good, and again, in the 6th round makes a ton of sense. Of course, there were some other players you possibly could have looked at here. Wonnum out of defensive end out of USC makes a lot of sense. Tyler Clark from UGA. We're getting to the 6th round, so a lot of these guys you probably haven't heard of, but you do your research here, and it's kind of hit or miss on who you want to get. Gandy-Golden, to me, makes a ton of sense at this position. Okay. 7th round, so guys that you, I guess, are hoping will turn out to be really, really good, but probably won't because they're drafted in the 7th round. The odds of being a starter from the 7th round aren't that great in the National Football League, but we did our best. And with the first pick in the 7th round for our Niners, DJ Wonnum, defensive end out of USC. I wanted to get one defensive end in here into this mock draft. That way, if you were to trade D Ford, or if you were to do something weird there on the defensive front, you have someone in there to possibly be a body to fill in the role. Now, Wonnum, of course, struggles in run defense, but he is big, 6'5", 254 pounds, and I think can still be a guy who can maybe get some snaps in there for our 49ers, especially learning behind the Bosa's of the world. If Ford's still there, learning behind D Ford, and trying to go ahead and develop a career in the National Football League. There are some other guys that were on the board. You had Hightower, you had Juwan Jennings, the wide receiver out of Tennessee. We already got a wide receiver. Neville Clark out of UCF was the best cornerback available, but just didn't feel right getting another cornerback, because even if Terrell turns out to be the starter, who of course we picked in round 1, Mosley would be a great backup overall. He was a great backup last year until he went ahead and filled in for Ahkello Witherspoon about midway through the season. Final pick in the draft for the 49ers. It's very late in the 7th round, so this one was tough to go ahead and do. I decided to go for offensive line because the overall ratings of the linemen were higher than a lot of the other positions of need for our 49ers. Calvin Throckmorton, the offensive tackle out of Oregon. I picked him just because of his name. I'm kidding, I didn't. But Throckmorton, is there a better offensive line name than Throckmorton? No. The answer is, it's absolutely no. Very good instincts and can move around the O-line, so he's kind of a swing tackle. He can be a tackle. You can move him inside as well. Maybe move him in the backfield and be a lead blocker in goal line situations. That's what you want out of a 7th round offensive lineman, a guy who can come in, probably go to the practice squad, but can also fill in as a swing tackle if you have multiple injuries on the offensive line front, which we hope the Niners don't have, but still, it's a possibility, and so we cover that by going ahead and taking an offensive lineman right here. Other guys that I looked at, Graylin Arnold, the cornerback out of Baylor, was still there. John Reed, the quarterback out of Penn State, but again, I don't think they need to get 2 cornerbacks in this draft. Just one, especially one in the 1st round, makes a lot of sense. Joe Reed out of Virginia, and Desmond Patmon, the wide receiver out of Washington State, was also there, but I digress. They're probably going to go ahead ahead and be some undrafted free agents, at least according to our mock draft. Okay, grade my mock. How does it look? A, B, C, D, or F? Honestly, if you think this mock is anything below an A, I don't understand, because this is a great mock. CeeDee Lamb, AJ Terrell, James Lynch, Lamar Jackson, Antonio Gandy-Golden, DJ Wonnum, and Calvin Throckmorton, excuse me. I'm telling you, this would be a home run draft for our 49ers. If they were able to pull this out of their hat and make this happen without any trades, this would be a killer mock draft, and I guarantee you all the other professional draft websites like NFL.com will be giving the 49ers an A, because they have, in this mock draft, immensely upgraded positions of need at wide receiver, at cornerback, and obviously at the defensive line as well with James Lynch, and throw another cornerback there with Lamar Jackson to go ahead and back up AJ Terrell to kind of fight for spots to maybe compete to be a starter at some point in the future. There you go. What do you guys think? Again, mock draft A, B, C, D, or F. Give me a grade, and of course stay tuned, because plenty more draft coverage is upcoming. We'll have plenty of reaction from rounds 1, round 2, round 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all throughout the NFL draft. All the time we have for today. For the 49ers Report, I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day.